Happy Sunday fun day, y'all. X-Men 1991 back again with another anniversary rant. After watching Corbett Austin's rant about how Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network are losing viewers, I kind of agree with him 100% because I don't think Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon are trying anymore to gain their viewers back. It's like they don't even have creativity anymore like they used to. I'm telling you, these fucking channels, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, MTV, Comedy Central, BET, VH1, you name it. All they care about is making money, then they care about their viewers. I don't understand that. And these channels lack a variety of shows to air nowadays, which is why cable pretty much sucks now. Nowadays, people are watching shows on YouTube, Hulu, HBO Max, Disney Plus, Netflix, you name it. Streaming services are pretty much taking over this generation of TV. Unfucking believable. But enough about that. I'll make a separate rant about that later. But we might as well get into these two albums that are turning 15. Okay. March 27th, 2007. Prodigy from Mobb Deep and the Alchemist released their first collaboration album, Return to the Mac, through E1 Music. The album was intended to be a mixtape serving as a prequel to Prodigy's second album, HNIC Part 2, but it was released as a traditional album due to unexpected level of quality of the record. The whole album was produced by The Alchemist and DJ Miro. The album debuted at number 32 on the Billboard 200 and number 9 on the top R&B/hip hop albums chart, selling 227,000 copies in its first week. As of December 2007, the album has sold 130,000 copies. The three singles include Mac 10 Handle, Return of the Mac, aka New York Shit, and my all-time favorite, Stuck on You. Guest appearances include Majesty, Pacino, Cocaine, and Havoc from Mobb Deep. To be honest with you guys, I kind of like this album because this was a comeback album for Prodigy after the disappointing release of the last Mobb Deep album that came out a year before this album, Blood Money. I feel like this was definitely a comeback album for Prodigy. I definitely like this album better than Blood Money, to be honest. Damn, I'm sad that this album did not get certified. This is definitely one of the best albums that came out in the year 2007. Yes, sir. So, salute to The Alchemist and rest in peace to Prodigy. Now let's talk about the next album. That is also 15. Can y'all see? I don't know if y'all can see it. Same day, Redman released his 6th album, Red Gone Wild, the album, under Def Jam Records and his own record label, Gilla House Records. This was scheduled to be released in the summer of 2004, but the album's release date was delayed numerous times by Def Jam and Redman himself, with early promotion dating back to Ghostface Killah's 2004 album, the Pretty Tony album. Redman stated that he didn't want his album to get under-promoted like recent Def Jam albums from Method Man, Ghostface, and The Roots, which explained why it took so long for this album to be released. The album debuted at number 13 on the Billboard 200, selling about 44,000 copies in its first week. The first and only single from the album include Put It Down, produced by Timbaland. This was Redman's first album in like almost 5 years since his 5th album, Malpractice. Guest appearances from Eric Sermon, Keith Murray, the late Biz Markie, Snoop, Nate Dogg, Hurricane G, Method Man, and Redman's Gilla House artists E3, Melanie Rutherford, Socrates, Icadon, Ready Rock, and Runt Dog. This was the first Redman album that I bought during my sophomore year in high school. When I heard Redman was finally coming back with another album, I bought this shit. I was a sophomore in high school when this album came out, and this was the first Redman album that I bought a week after it was released. This is definitely one of the most underrated albums by one of the most underrated MCs. But I can't believe it took so long for this album to come out. It was supposed to be released in the summer of 2004, but it was delayed so many times that the release date was pushed back to this day in 2007. This is also one of the best albums that came out that year in 2007. This album also has amazing producers such as Eric Sermon, of course, Rock Wilder, Timbaland, Scott Storch, Pete Rock, E3, DJ Clark Kent, and of course Redman himself. So man, I do want to thank Redman for 15 years of this classic album. Sorry that it took so long for it to come out between 2004 and 2007. But anyway, I'm not going to take up too long. That's going to wrap up my quick rant celebrating 15 years of Prodigy and the Alchemist Return of the Mac album and Redman's Red Gone Wild, the album. If you're new here, hit subscribe if you like the content and hit that notification bell for my next anniversary rants. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Leave your comment down below. I will catch you tomorrow for 2 Attitude Era rants. Let me see what it is. Oh, I believe highlights of WrestleMania 15 and reminiscing 20 years of a 6-man tag team match between the NWO, the late Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and X-Pac versus Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and Kane from the March 28, 2002 edition of SmackDown. Don't follow your dreams, chase them. Peace. Happy 15th anniversary to Prodigy and the Alchemist album Return of the Mac and Redman's Red Gone Wild, the album.